this month? March. Good job, Juju. What's today's date?
March.
Good job, Juju. What's the season?
Spring.
Good job, Juju. What is it outside?
Sun.
It's sunny. Good job.
Sunny.
Is it warm out? Okay, you guys. So I'm on the phone. Like, I'm filming this Labor Day. Was it Labor Day? No, it's Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. Like, this part of the video is going on Labor Day weekend or whatever. So, like, and also this whole thing has turned into a whole Dragon Ball C, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball T, Dragon Ball, whatever you want to call it, like, episode. Like, because it's going to be, like, a lot of episodes of me breaking down what's going on. But I want to say that I put that in the beginning of this part 3 because this is the ending of this whole, like, one video. And as y'all see, it would have been too long to be like one video, so I had to edit it and cut it down in like pieces or whatever. But I said how the boys have a calendar. I was like how they have a little man that they dress themselves or whatever for like the weather, so they can have some type of recognition with the weather, the days, the month, you know what I'm saying, the year and stuff like that. Well, they're not really, I'm not teaching them a year, but they would have, you know, the days, the month, what it feels like outside, how to dress for certain type of weather, and like simple stuff like that. Like they're not getting taught at preschool, which, okay, we, as y'all see, we do this on the way out the door, like in the morning. So like, I'm saying this so it could all tie in with the next video that I'm going to put up, and it's going to be like an audio, but I'm going to like play the audio and come back in with my commentary. So that probably be like a 2 or 3, at least 2-part video, because I'm not gonna put that whole video up like at once. And then I got another video that I'm going to put up with a whole another conversation, so that all can like make sense. But when I sat here and said that, you know, the calendar, as y'all seen, that was March. So when I sit here and say that we had this conversation, I had literally just got the calendar, and I was like, and I had just got the educational stuff. So once we start talking about, you know, what I wanted the boys to work on as far as at Pediatric Plus, it was like they're mastering out of everything within the first week or 2. So, you know, it was told to us that the goals will be able to be, you know, put in there. And the person lied. Basically, the person, because I also had to do, y'all, like, all some motherfucker had to do was put in, like, they could have kept the whole goddamn curriculum or the whole whatever the fuck they supposed to be working on and just added that inside of the treatment plan. And basically we were lied to for Jay to sign that stuff, because when me and Jay went to the ABA meeting to basically tell us that, you know, get him to sign it again because she's supposed to submit it, but she submitted it wrong, and it still was like still fucked up, so she still had to resubmit it or whatever. In that ABA meeting, she told me and Jay that, hey, yeah, I could go back and, you know, change it or add that in. Like, that's nothing. It's not hard to just add that in, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. Okay, so I knew I was going to have to come back in this video and add some more commentary to this video, as it is. Since this is educational and just basically our experience and stuff like that, but it's also educational for people that's watching it, so y'all will know what not to do. So when we had the ABA meeting, it just supposed to be like a ABA meeting of the goals. When Jay sat here and signed those goals, he basically was signing that he agrees with what she put up and stuff like that. So don't ever do that, y'all. Like when someone sit here tell y'all that they're gonna add something in, like, but just go ahead and sign right here or whatever, like, don't never do no shit like that when it comes to your kids' education and your kids' school, because you will deal with what the fuck we're dealing with, which is her supervisor refusing to make her redo that, the BCBA supervisor refusing to make her fucking fix that shit, and the person that oversees, I think, all of the locations refusing to make her go fix some shit that should have been fixed and shouldn't even been a fucking problem. And this shouldn't even have to be a video about how bad and how sorry Pediatric Plus is as far as when it comes to kids with ABA. they refuse our rights as parents to have input in their treatment plans. That's against the law for people that don't know or whatever. And I will suggest to anybody that's going through this type of stuff or don't really know y'all rights, there are several organizations that can help you with that. My email is at the bottom of that. If you live in the state of Arkansas, I'll tell y'all where to go through and stuff like that if you're dealing with the same type of thing that we're dealing with. By August, y'all, we won't be dealing with this at all. We won't even be dealing with this daycare at all. Yeah, but yeah, I just want to come in here real quick and let y'all and tell y'all, like, don't ever do nothing. Don't ever do what Jay did, because that's just basically saying that you agree to the plan. But even with you agreeing to the plan as a parent at that moment, you still supposed to by law be able to be like, hey, I want to add this in there and I want this changed, and they supposed to do it. But y'all know how, you know, when you got a little melanin, you know, y'all know how this been going on or whatever. And again, this is the meeting where I was asking about the IEP and stuff like that, which she has no knowledge of. She told me and Jay that it would be nothing for us to add it in. So March, April, we in May. So you know what I'm saying? So I give you time, because I know that Julie and Jackson are not the only kids that she's working with. I'm thinking that she's just busy working on everybody else's plans and what's gonna go on and trying to get everybody like little plans together and stuff like that. No, it's not that. They just refuse to do anything. Like, it's just funny, y'all, because we got lied to. Me and Jay got lied to. That's not no, you know, we felt like we were lied to about that. And yeah, we were lied to about that just straight out the bat. All in general, we was lied to about a person going back and adding in the education stuff with a treatment plan. Then, you know, COVID became an excuse, and what else? I can't think of it, but I got 2 more videos if I don't come with this. But I had one to show y'all that when they sit here, when I talk to this BCBA supervisor, which is supposed to be the supervisor over all the therapists, like at that location or whatever, she was like, well, she added in a calendar and she added in you know, to dress them. I'm like, okay, we do that at home, like in a door. Like, all old girl did was sit here and watch a YouTube video, one of my YouTube videos at that, and went and bought the same thing. And matter of fact, didn't even go buy the daycare pay, because when you work at daycares and you work at places like this, they get grants and they get, you know, money and stuff like that. They could go to the store and order whatever that they need to actually teach your kid. So, like, I'm not understanding. Okay, oh my God, I'm supposed to have been just so grateful that you went and bought something that was like $20 on the school tab, and our taxpayer dollars is paying for this stuff. So I'm supposed to have been like impressed. So that's all they learn from 7:30 in the morning to 4:30 in the evening. It's the weather. Because y'all just seen that they're learning that on their way to school every day. We talk about this in the car. Like, make it make sense. And then the supervisor was like, I mean, I just think it's best for you to talk to her. And it's just like, it was. And it's like, it hasn't got off. So that's why we're talking to you. Like, duh. Anyway, y'all. But yeah, I just want to show y'all and add that clip to that. Y'all seen all the educational other stuff that we work on at home. And y'all also seen like the little boy and stuff like that, and the calendar and how they're doing with their stuff at home. So again, what preschool stuff are they doing at school? Because telling me that they're in ABA so they can't work on preschool stuff, but then want us to sign papers to keep them into this program, make it make sense. Yeah. Stay tuned for the next part of this video where I talk to this person supervisor, and the other part of the video where I talk to the person that's supposed to be over the BCBAs or whatever, which that's not even a person that I had wanted to talk to, but I digress. Yeah, and she was just like, you know, she took the paper and she was like, okay, or whatever, and she brought it to her supervisor or whatever, which is the BCBA or whatever, and so
It's a cush trick.
emailed the BCBA, y'all, and this is where it get interesting. This is when I checked out this whole program and this whole shit at this damn school, and this is again when I was ready to take my kids out this fucking daycare. I emailed them. I was like, hey, I sent this, I sent that, we'll do this, we'll do that. I don't know which one's going to work the best. You know, that's the whole, you know, we had talked about this shit. We had talked about sight words. It was like, yeah, we're gonna do it. Now, I talked about her with this in March. It is April 23rd. I haven't seen the email of a sight word yet. Mind you now, I attempted to send this shit, and I attempted to send it for not just my kids, but for everybody, or whatever. Well, you know, the RBTs, they follow my direction. They do what I tell them to do. What else is she saying in that email? I mean, we use some of that stuff, but we're not going to be able to use all of it. But yeah, definitely good material, but we're not going to be able to use all of it. I'm not going to sit here and have a conversation. Like, I'm not going to sit, like, for whatever reason, I feel like this person felt like I'm trying to take over overstep what the fuck you're doing and shit like that. But at the end of the day, bitch, these are my fucking kids. And at the end of the fucking day, people don't send their kids to daycare not to fucking learn. Like, that's like sending my kid to school but expecting them not to learn shit, but how to, you know, behave how the fuck we want you to behave. Like, we expect you to behave, seeing that it's behavior in the whole AVA. So I'm expecting y'all to work on this, but as Julian and Jackson both are not banging their heads no more, you know, they had their little fits and stuff like that, like regular 3 and 4 year olds do. You know, I'm just still not expecting y'all not to be doing absolutely shit with their education. Like, we have already established that Julian mastered stuff within the first few hours. We have already established that Julian knows his numbers, Julian knows his colors, Julian knows his shapes, and Julian knows his alphabets, right? So at what point do you think that they should learn, like, the basics of pre-K or the basics of academics? Or do you not think they should learn it? Like, because if you're not going to teach them this or go over this with them at all, even with someone sending you the stuff, because she, like I said, she was talking about tracing the stuff and, you know, doing line for line and letting the kids trace it and stuff like that. Mind you, now, again, they haven't did any of that. The most that I think that she has done was teach colors to Jackson, who pretty much knows a lot of his colors. When Jackson got diagnosed with autism, if y'all seen that video, y'all know that Jackson knows his colors. Like, he's been knowing his colors. I think they do that in, like, the regular preschool part of the daycare. You know, dry. But in that same conversation with a whole learning the preschool stuff, I had asked about the EIP and stuff like that. Like, how does that work when you transfer your child from going here all day, but to going to, like, pre-K in, like, the regular school district or whatever. So that's what I was, you know, trying to figure out with her and stuff like that. Like, how do they do it? How's the transition? She did not know. Eventually they sent a long ass thing basically saying not shit. Like, it still didn't have no direction of how y'all do that. So our next meeting, I had it with Jay. Like, by this point, you have already sent my shit back. You already, like, you're not gonna use that, but yet in the same motherfucking email, you want me to sit here and hear up and sign paperwork so y'all can reapprove them for 6 more months. And, you know, you have a deadline because, you know, Medicaid takes a while and this, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that. I didn't sign the paperwork, y'all. Jay signed the paperwork. I didn't sign the paperwork because I was done with the school at that point. Like, it's no point of me having them with AVA. Like, long as the paperwork and the doctor sign for therapy, like, they still can go to the daycare. They might not be in the AVA room, but they still can go to the daycare. Also, yeah, I want to put this in this video too because I don't want to leave nothing unturned. No stones unturned or whatever as far as in this video. I want to be as detailed as possible. So I asked for my kids to go back to, like, the regular preschool class or whatever, seeing that now the excuse is, you know, ABA, we can't just write it up that they're learning reading, writing, spelling, and stuff like that, which is a lie. we can't put that on there, you know, because this class is focused on, you know, behavior issues, this, that, and the third. Before we even put the boys in ABA, we were told that, you know, they will still get their regular preschool stuff. Most certainly, yes, indeed, this, that, and the third. And the only difference is that it will be a smaller class and more one-on-one, but their regular therapist will still, you know, get them out this, that, and the third. Right? Okay, cool. So now, with that being said, y'all, now that we want to just put them in a regular classroom, now is medical neglect for them to put them in a regular classroom. They can't go in a regular classroom, even though they're not learning absolutely nothing. Because education is not necessarily medical neglect as far as just taking them out of that classroom. Yeah. Wait till I do, like, I'm about done with this review or whatever. Wait till I edit this stuff on down and add the other stuff in here so y'all can actually really follow along in details. But yeah, now we're getting refused to put them in a regular classroom with, like, because they still qualify, because they still will have to have speech therapy, occupational therapy, and developmental. Those are three. You have to qualify for 3 to be able to go to this daycare or whatever, for your kids to be able to go to this daycare, for your kids' insurance to pay for this daycare, even though they don't even teach your goddamn kids in the ABA classroom. Yeah. So yeah, that's been going on for us with that. Jay signed it. I wasn't gonna sign it because I was just gonna talk to the supervisor and ask, could my kids be put back in like the regular class with like the other kids and just be pulled out for therapy, because they still qualify for all those therapies. So with them qualifying with all those therapies, they still would be able to be in a program. So it's like they don't have to be in ABA, in all honesty. So with that going on, but Jay signed the paperwork or whatever, but that's why she was in a rush to sign the paperwork so they can stay in ABA or whatever, so that you can have enough kids in there. And I feel like, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of kids on the waiting list. So it's like, come on now. Jay is more so like, he feel like ABA is working. I didn't say that it's not working, but I feel like they can be learning more than what they're learning. And I feel like they can also learn the regular stuff that regular kids their age should know. They should be knowing it as well. Not going over the same stuff they went over last year and they already know. So they're not really getting challenged. So you're not really even using their brain. Like, let's just be honest here. So that's my experience with that. With that being said, again, I had red flags all in the beginning of this time that the boys have been at this daycare. What else was I gonna say other than the red flags, y'all? I have always wanted to do ABA at home and take my kids to do therapy outpatient, or go to a different, or get their outpatient therapy somewhere else where they come to the home and, you know, do speech therapy with them and occupational therapy. Mind y'all, I'm not like trying to like tell y'all how the fuck to do y'all job, but what I do know is I am a parent and my voice matters far as with my kids' education. So that I can tell you, like, y'all need to either do some educational stuff with my kids or put them in a class that will do some educational stuff with my kids. Like, it's no point of them doing that. So ABA, if I didn't say earlier, from my understanding, ABA is like teaching the kids the independence, it's teaching them the speech, it's helping with certain behaviors and all that other type of stuff, but they also supposed to be learning like regular stuff. ABA is like someone dedicated to your kid to help your kid function and do stuff or whatever. It's kind of like a substitute teacher, but you know, they have their own personal substitute teachers basically. So I just didn't think going in here that it would even be a problem. I didn't think going in here that, you know, we're not even gonna sit here and challenge these kids or nothing like that, because we just want you to re-sign some more paperwork that still don't talk about anything preschoolish at all. And our excuse is because of COVID. So yeah, with that being said, y'all, do the ABA help? Yes, but when it comes time to do like regular stuff with Pediatric Plus, no, they don't. Like, now the preschool side, obviously they learned it because they learned that in the preschool side. They learned their colors, their shapes and stuff like that because they was on the preschool side before they even got into this classroom. So Jay signs the paperwork because Jay's like, I am seeing like improvements or whatever. Do I feel like they should be pushed? Yes. Do I feel like it should be better? Yes. But like right now, I feel like it's better for them to be in there. I'm ready to go ahead and send my son to preschool and both of my kids to preschool, really. Also, with this ABA stuff, your kids can go here after school and stuff like that and work with them like 2-3 hours or whatever of like ABA. But so what I was asking this particular person was like with the EIP, but I also was like, when they do go to preschool, I know they can come here outpatient, but with that being said, like the days that they may have to do virtual learning and stuff like that, but the preschool is open, can they come those days and y'all actually work with them with that, or no, or how does that work? And a motherfucker don't know shit. So it's like, it's really no point in me, to me, it's no point in having these meetings, because like the stuff that they have issues with, it's like we don't have these issues at home. And it's like the stuff that I do ask to work with, you do like 50%, because like the car safety and the safety outside and not running the street, still haven't did that type of work yet. Nothing with their academics work at all, because they already know the stuff. So you're not even working with them with that. You're just going over stuff that they already fucking know. Like, come on, that's boring. Yeah, y'all. But what I was gonna say, as far as with the home ABA, I want to do the home ABA and the home therapy, because not only has the whatchamacallit happened, COVID has happened. Not only has COVID happened, but also we had whatchamacallit happen. I just feel like homeschooling is better. You know what your kid is learning. So like, you don't have to be over somebody's shoulder to hear them talking and to hear what they're teaching your kids or what they're working on with your kid. Like, none of that is an issue or whatever. So then you would know, like, when they leave and stuff like that, like what I need to work with at home. I think home ABA also works with kids that are homeschooled. So they're just, working with them with these behaviors and stuff like that. As well. Also, y'all, some school districts do still offer speech therapy and occupational and physical therapy. Some schools offer that as far as with their special education side. So I will suggest anyone take a look into that. Also, some school districts do still have a BCBA. So with that being said, your kids that have autism, since it's more widely spread now, you might still have a BCBA and not even have to be bothered. Stuff that I'm dealing with at all, in all honesty. So yeah, y'all, that's my whole spiel with that. That's my whole review with that. Yes, I feel like ABA did improve stuff, but I feel like it could be a lot better. I don't like the whole lockout stuff. Also, when I asked this particular person about the IEP stuff, like the person basically like rolled their eyes at me or whatever, and was like, well, we just, we're not all the way clear on it yet. Maybe by the time August gets here, since we have a lot of kids transition, we'll know more about that. We'll have more information about that. And it's like, so what the fuck do y'all do all fucking day, y'all? Like, my kids are not the first kids that's gonna transition. So you basically like, yo, what the fuck ever. I don't know shit about it, and I don't care to know shit about it. Like, I just need y'all to sign this paperwork so I can keep these kids in this program. With me signing this paperwork, I can still remove my kids out the fucking program, ma'am. So like, okay. Also, this same particular BCBA today in Arkansas, I did a whole get ready with me morning routine or whatever that you guys should see. But this same particular BCBA or whatever, took my kids outside. Julian has on his jacket because Julian knows that it's cold outside. I need my jacket on. Julian has on his jacket, it's 66 degrees, 62 degrees, it's windy, it's cloudy, right? I asked, you know, why doesn't Jackson have on his coat? The person told me that it was sunny outside. And I said, why don't Jackson have on his coat? As if it's not chilly outside, as if it's not cold outside, or whatever. Like chilly that / cold. This person's story was the fact that, you know, the sun was it was sunny. I'm looking at a whole fucking picture with it being fucking cloudy as the fuck outside, y'all. So make it make sense. And then when y'all bring my kids to the truck or the car or whatever, you know, neither one of them have on a jacket. As if I didn't just ask why don't they have on a jacket when it's chilly outside. It's 62 to 66 degrees yesterday. And today it's still chilly as well because, you know, it's springtime in Arkansas. I'm filming this in April. I'll probably just cut this up into 2 different pieces or whatever. But, yeah, y'all, like, make it make sense. And then yesterday I still see people walking out. Every staff member I seen had on a fucking jacket, y'all, because it was chilly outside. So make it make sense. So this is why it's like I would rather do this shit at home. I'm seeing a bunch of red flags. The program is, it works or working, but you know, anything other than what your BCBA want to do, and I'm gonna just throw this out here. I feel like anything that your BCA don't want to do, if you're black, they feel like you already don't know shit, and if you request for it to be done, they just basically refuse to fucking do it. So at this particular Pediatric Plus, I have heard great things about the other locations, but this one, from what even the staff say, is not like, it's not it for us. So yeah, I have hit the therapist supervisor about the AVA at home, because I have questions about it or whatever. They sent me to a person over this program or that's dealing with this program, y'all. And now the supervisor over the girl that I'm talking about or whatever, I think she knows a lot more about the at home part of this as well. Also, we didn't start with the at home part of it because it wasn't available, even though we kept seeing it online. And now when I seen it on the site, I just, you know, emailed somebody and was like, hey, this is what I was talking about. When would this be available? You know, and stuff like that. Because we have questions. We not only want to know, you know, the process in it, because like I said, we have this type of stuff. We knew this type of stuff when they got the diagnosis or whatever. So we know somewhat about it. But it's like, if we do it with you guys, you know, it's questions along those lines that we want to know. How does it work? Like, cause like, do the RBTs go to the school with the kids, or the RBTs going to be at home schooling them? Do I have to be at, like, it's just so many questions that I have for that or whatever. And like, I do feel like it'd be more beneficial and I will feel more comfortable with my kids being at home, and someone trying to teaching them that stuff. So yeah, y'all. And it's just like, another person sent me, I know this is confusing, but like, the person over the director sent me another person contact to talk about it. I had emailed this person like 3 times, asked them, you know, hey, when is a good time? When is a good day and time to like schedule a meeting or a conference or whatever? Because, you know, basically I have questions about the program. So it's like, she kept being like, you know, after, you know, I'm available until like noon today. And it's like Friday, she was like, I'm available, you know, I'm available for you to call me today. And like Friday, I knew I was gonna call because I had like a lot of shit to do. Me and Jay just was like all over the place. And like the point of scheduling a conference call, to me, maybe I'm crazy, but to me, the point of scheduling a conference call is to, we know that on this day, at this time, you can have this call with this person that they have cleared out their schedule, or they have time to answer all your questions on this day and time. so they know that someone else, they're not going to be available. So when someone else is trying to make a meeting or appointment with them, they don't have the availability. Like, that's the whole point of doing it. But it gives me and Jay time to talk to each other about it, and it also gives me and Jay time to come up with both our questions. That way we have a list of questions to ask you, and we're not just on the phone and steady every time you fucking look up, we're calling you because we're not even organized at fucking all. But it doesn't surprise me because y'all heard what I said about the whole enrollment process. It was we wasn't sending the paperwork, the doctor didn't get it, or this person got this. I have literally took in paperwork to the Sherwood location, and we never received the paperwork. I have sat here and watched my doctor or watched the kid's doctor sign the paperwork in my face. I have sat here and watched them make copies of it, fax it, and give me copies of it to take to them, so could nobody say that they did not receive the paperwork. For them still to say that they didn't receive the paperwork. Like, y'all, enrolling in here was just a mess. Like, it is so unorganized now. And it was not like that back in the day, y'all. Like, it's just, yeah. So, the person, as far as with the BCBA stuff goes, at home based or whatever, the contact that they gave me, or the person gave me, was like, I'm available now. And like, you call me because you're available now. Bitch, just because you're available now does not mean that I'm available now. Like, that is the whole point of making a fucking appointment or scheduling a conference call. Kind of what we even do with the BCBA. Like, even with her, it's like, well, we do this time, I can't do that because I have another meeting at this time, or I have to do this at this time, or like, she's busy around those particular times. And it's like certain days though, she's like, my schedule's more open and more flexible. So, whatever works for y'all, just kind of give me a heads up and let me know. That's still having like a time that I think that I'm gonna be able to show up for this appointment, or that I'm going to call you because I'm gonna send you an email or whatever before I just show up because you said you were flexible. And now that you said that you was flexible, I just showed up, but something else caught you and you don't know when I'm coming, so it's no communication there. So you can't do that. Yeah, I sent 3 different types of emails. I asked 3 different types of ways. Basically, what days and times will work for her. I'm available now. Just because you're available, dumbass, I mean, I'm available. That's the whole point of why someone sends a email like, good morning, hey, I'm trying to contact you about, the ABA home-based program. What days and times do you have available? You tell me all day into noon, and then it's like, okay, so after today, what days and times do you have available? So it's like, when I called you, call me back. Like, are you fucking retarded? Like, yeah, this be the shit that I be talking about. Like, they will hire your fucking body to work at these daycares and to be in charge of shit because they're fucking retarded. Like, you're not gonna be available at noon and like your schedule is open. But if you told me Friday that me and Jay haven't even talked about it yet, so I knew we wasn't gonna do it Friday. So it's like, hey, next week, so it won't be fucking last minute. Next week, what times you have available? You tell me, Monday and Tuesday until about like lunchtime, so to say. So then she was like, she's gonna be busy, and I'm like, okay, cool. I emailed her that question Monday. She called Tuesday in the morning, and I still emailed her that question because that's what normal people do. So I asked her that question. She sent me a long ass thing, and then she basically told me that I need to apply with Arkansas Autism program. I think that's what it's called. It's AAP or whatever. I've been new about it, but I don't know if I'm gonna want to sit here and do it with y'all. That's why we have fucking questions. That's why I kept asking, like, what times do you have available to talk about this program? Like, I don't understand how hard the fuck that is. Like, how stupid can you fucking be? So with that being said, Tuesday she told me no. Wednesday and Thursday I'm not gonna be available. I'm available Friday unless somebody calls or unless I'm on the phone. You stupid ass bitch. That's the whole point of why the fuck someone is steady asking you what days and times do you have available to schedule a fucking meeting. That's the whole point. So I'm not understanding how fucking hard and, you know, how fucking retarded can you fucking be, y'all? Like, bro, I don't know how dumb you be. It's like the dumber the person is, y'all, that's the people that they fucking sit here and hire. And I don't know this particular person, so I can't sit here and say that it's race-based, but if you're not racist, you're stupid. Because can you not fucking read? Like, make it make sense. Like, that's the whole, like, and this is this whole shit that I was talking about when I was like, they're unorganized as fuck. People don't know what the fuck they're doing, but everybody knows everything, but yet you're still fucking unorganized. Like, I have sat here and asked the fucking, the therapist supervisor, like, the same fucking question, because the first email, you know, I know that she's over that shit, so I asked her about it. The first email was locked, I couldn't get it, I sent it to someone else or whatever, and he, you know, referred me. I guess he eventually told her that I couldn't see her email, so he referred me to someone else or whatever, and like he just attached both our emails into one or whatever. So even on the email thread, I'm just asking like, hey, what time? Because he just basically introduced us through like email. So I'm just asking her then the next day, not like late as fucking evening when I know you finna get off work. So I asked like in the morning and stuff like that. And it's just like, y'all, Pediatric Plus is so fucking unorganized. The Marmel location. They say the other ones are better, but yeah, that shit is so fucking unorganized. It's like retarded. And it's like, I'm the type of person, like, I'm more so energy and shit like that. So I don't deal with shit that's like that fucking negative, because I feel like you are sent here with your demonic ass energy to fucking irritate me today, like try to irritate my soul, to knock me off my vibrations and knock me off balance and stuff like that. So I don't typically talk to people like that. So I, you know, ask the person that did introduce us, you know, who other than her that, you know, who other than this person have information about this program, basically. And it's like, you know, you didn't get to talk to her, and it's like, no. And like, after that, he didn't say shit. So it's just like, I don't understand how y'all fucking have jobs and offer programs, and when people asking y'all about the programs, y'all can't answer no fucking questions. You can't answer something as simple as, what days and times do you have available? Because telling me that, you know, I'm available until about this time, or I'm available to that time, like, I knew that those days wasn't gonna work, so that's why I was asking about farther out in the schedule. And you come back with Tuesday and Wednesdays, Tuesday and Thursday, that you know you're not gonna be available, and that you're available Friday unless you're on the phone. And it's just like, well, what the fuck? Like, yeah, I don't have time. That's my experience, or this has been my experience as far as with ABA inside the daycare. It hasn't been like a great experience, and like I said, I would rate this daycare like a 6.5 far as like the daycare overall out of a 10. Yeah. But for those reasons that I told y'all in this whole like story time or whatever, or this whole like little update, those are the reasons why I'm more so leaning towards doing this stuff at home, because you know what's going on with your kids. You can feed your kids. I can feed my kids, y'all. I can make sure that my kids have on a jacket. You know what somebody is or is not doing with your kids. So yeah, y'all. That's pretty much my spiel. I know this was a long video, but I wanted to like try to touch on everything in one video versus, well, I'm gonna make this a part 2 because it's already an hour, so I'm gonna have it like 30 minutes and not just too long. But yeah, y'all, that's our thing with AVA as far as at Pediatric Plus here in Marmel, Arkansas. I wouldn't sit here and say, you know, not to send your kid here at all, but I would just pay attention to what's going on with your kid. It's not perfect. I don't think no daycare is going to be perfect for everyone. We have seen improvement, or we wouldn't still be sending them. Jay is our main reason why we're still sending them, but we are seeing improvements and stuff like that as well. What else I'm saying? I have noticed that some speech therapists are better than other speech therapists. Some physical therapists are better than other physical therapists. And like, know your rights. As far as with being a parent, you can request for a different fucking therapist. You can discontinue service until they can have a therapist or a speech therapist available for you, the one that you prefer, or the one that you see more improvements with, or whatever. So yeah, that kind of was my whole thing with that. Julian, I don't know if it was Julian and Jackson, but one of them had a speech therapist that was like really fucking rude. And on top of her being really rude, like, your work is trash. Like, they're not talking. So it's like, when she went on maternity leave, y'all, I was so fucking happy that she went on maternity leave and they got a different therapist. I don't know. I feel like any daycare that you go to and stuff like this, kind of like any job like this, everything is not going to be perfect, but I have seen improvements. What I recommend, like, you send your kid there. Like I said, it's a yes and a no for me. But I will more so pay attention to your kids or whatever, especially with COVID going on and stuff like that, y'all. If you can, if you're a stay-at-home mom like I am, depending on how these programs work, I would highly suggest anyone to, do this at home. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story time. It was a whole thing for us with the news with, a teacher allegedly having a child with a disability reach in a toilet and like wipe their own shit, like type stuff. Like it was crazy or whatever, like wipe their own shit, eat shit or something like that. And like, this is going on in these schools, and these schools are locking fucking doors. They're locking you out. They're not letting you fucking, they're waiting 10, 15, 20 minutes. To me, you're probably trying to give them, a heads up that this particular person or parent is here. So be on your best behavior and stuff like that. So like, if they do that with the parents, I just can imagine they do that with DHS and stuff like that. So I just feel like it's too many sick people in the world to just send your kids to school. If you can work from home, and if the programs will work for you and your schedule, I highly, like, if you're able to do it, man, keep your kids at home, man. Like, these folks out here is crazy. You never know what's going on with your kids at those things like that. Either they have cameras at this particular location, but parents don't have access to these cameras. Like, regular daycares have cameras where parents can just log in and see what someone is or isn't doing to their goddamn kids. So yeah, I'll say, y'all, before I get out here with this video, my whole thing with that jacket is, the last 2 days Jackson been like coughing, like to his soul, coughing and stuff like that. For you to send me a picture of him without his jacket on, like, I give Jackson vitamins and probiotics, prebiotics, everything. Jackson has not been sick, so it's just like, why are you sick? Is it the pollen? Like, what? No, it's so that was my biggest issue with this, because my son already have a cold, and he has a cold because it's daycare. Like, y'all. Also, I have had reports of like certain staff don't wash their hands. It's just been a lot going on with this daycare. So that's a reason why I'm even, talking about doing this at home, because we're finna be at a spot where we can do it at home. So yeah, y'all. That's my experience with this daycare. It's not like, oh my God, it's the worst daycare. It's not like the other daycare. But I just feel like they have so many fucking improvements that they need to make or whatever, and they should make. I feel like they have expanded too fast. And not like the foundation was rocking, then they just started expanding, So like, I feel like it's more so that versus don't send your kid there. Like, I feel like they can improve, and I feel like they can be better. But yeah, y'all, that's just my little ramble, that's my spiel of my experience. That's what's been going on with the daycare. Julian and Jackson, far as like pre-K, more than likely it's going to be a yes. And you know, I do a video talking to y'all about pre-K and stuff like that as well. So if y'all like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. If I touched on any topic that y'all want me to go into more detail about, comment it down in the comments. I will, you know, get back with y'all with that. Just let me know, and I'm just kind of telling y'all how we're experiencing, or how we're dealing with AVA, with Pediatric Plus in Arkansas, and as a minority family, because a lot of black people have kids with autism and they don't talk about it, you know. So I don't want nobody to feel alone. I want people to learn about autism, and I also want, you know, other parents that not feel like y'all are alone, and to know that, you know, it's people dealing with this on different spectrums, because Julian and Jackson both are on a different part of the autism spectrum. So yeah, hope y'all found something interesting. Don't forget to shop the merch, and that's why I got the AVA the shirt, and he's like showing the weights or whatever, because like I said, it is an improvement or whatever. But don't forget to shop the merch. Our proceeds goes to the boys. What else was I gonna say? Happy Autism Awareness Month. And down in the comments, y'all let me know what y'all have learned, like far as with, you know, AVA in schools. Let me know, like, y'all comment in the comments. I'm not one of those YouTubers where I don't comment back. Now sometimes it may take me a few days, because when I put stuff on YouTube, I just kind of put it up and I start doing something else like in my day-to-day life, and I be meaning to come back to them, but just I'm a comment back. But let me know, y'all, what have y'all found out with schools? What do y'all think about the story time? What has been y'all experience and stuff like that? And like I said, anything that y'all want me to talk about with autism in more detail, let me know, and I will do a video on it, especially if I have some to do a video on about. Also, to the person that I don't know if you're still subscribed or not. When I look at my subscriber count, I'm not losing subscribers, so I guess you're still subscribed. And they say something about a hair care video. That's not like one of the boys' sensory issues. Jackson, it's just we just brush his hair down quick. The haircuts have got better and stuff like that. So I guess I could do more so story time on that or whatever. But like far as like what we do different, we really don't do nothing different with that. But anyway, you guys, like I said, don't forget to shop the merch, subscribe to the channel, join the membership. Let me know what y'all like. Well, let me know what y'all, I ain't gonna say want to see, but let me know what y'all want to see that's more so autism related or whatever. See you guys on the next video. Be blessed. Peace.